Okay, so hello YouTube, what's up? Today I'm going to be making a tutorial on how to assemble one of the Hellion Labs barrel pod kits. It's these acrylic pieces here. Um, it comes with enough acrylic pieces that you can put together 2 complete barrel pods for use with one of our modified Mavericks. So one of the things you'll need to get started with is you'll need some sort of adhesive. In this bottle I have acrylic cement. It comes in a container like this. This is really good stuff to use for use with acrylic because that's what it's made for. But if you don't have any acrylic cement, I'd suggest trying to use some super glue. That stuff works really well. Um, anyway, so let's get started. Since this is for 2 sets, we'll need to separate the 2 sets apart. So this piece here is the bottom spacer. As you can see, it has a hole in the middle and it has these rounded edges right here. So you'll need one of these. This right here is called a circular spacer because it just has a circular hole in the middle like this. Hopefully you guys can see that. So you'll need 3 of these circular spacers. The next thing you'll need a hexagonal spacer. This hexagonal spacer is just like the circular spacers except for it has a hexagon in the middle. Okay, so it looks just like that. So you'll need 2 of these, okay? The last thing you'll need is a washer. Well, an acrylic washer. It's circular on the outside and hexagonal in the middle, and you only need one of these. So everything else you can just move out of the way. Okay, so for the first step, you'll need to take your circular spacer. You need 2 of these you need to glue 2 of these together. So go ahead, and put them together, and then go ahead and put a couple drops of adhesive on. The good thing about using acrylic cement is that it gets sucked into the spaces in between the 2 pieces of acrylic that are being bonded together. So you can put it in on one side and it'll actually spread to the other side on its own. But usually I like to put just a dab of acrylic cement on one side, let it set for a bit, and then once these things are held together pretty strongly, I'll go ahead and add a little extra acrylic cement later on. Okay, so this part looks like it's done. Well, actually, it needs a little more time to set, it seems. Usually this sets in about a minute, and it takes maybe about 24 hours to actually get to full working strength, but it sets in, well, there's a 1 minute working time, and it sets in like 5 or so. Anyway, good stuff. Okay, so now that we have these 2 pieces glued together, we can go ahead and glue these 2 pieces to the bottom spacer, so it's this spacer here. It's really important that you get your alignment perfectly right, because if these layers are not like perfectly aligned, then when your barrel pod's spinning on the guidance rod, it could possibly jam up a little bit, so take extra care to make sure that they are aligned. If you want, you can actually use a clamp to hold these pieces of acrylic together, but take special care not to actually over clamp them because acrylic does shatter if you put a lot of pressure on it. So when I'm done with a part, usually I like to put my fingernail in the middle and just feel around the hole and see if your fingernail catches on anything. Looks like this one's off just a little bit, so scooch it over. Alright, so this one looks good. So this is what it should look. This is what it should look like when you're done with this piece. So there's 3 pieces glued together. Next thing you'll need is the hexagonal spacer. You'll need to glue these. You'll need to glue these 2 hexagonal spacers together, just like you did with the circular spacer earlier. It's a little harder to get these hexagonal spacers to line up because it's, well, just because it is. I think it has to do with the shape of the hole. Okay, so now they're together, I'm just going to check the hole with my finger to see if everything is aligned. Okay, so this one looks like it's aligned. This is what it should look like. Next thing you'll need is your washer, and you can put it on either side, it really doesn't matter. So just go ahead and glue that on the top. Make sure that the hole aligns properly. Alright, so this one looks like it's just about done. Let's check the hole again to make sure that everything's still aligned. One of the things I really like about this acrylic cement is it actually gives you a little time to work with it before the glue dries, which is one thing you don't get with super glue. Once you put the super glue on, it just about automatically dries. Anyway, so that's it for this step. I'll come back when I get some of the rest of the stuff together. We need to get some barrels and I need to go grab a Maverick, but I'll come back in a little bit and I'll show you what the next step is.